YouTube, Kayla Lindsay here with EXP Realty out of Charlotte, North Carolina. The news today, Shon Kokoszka. Shon Kokoszka from KW has moved over to EXP Realty. Now, Shon Kokoszka is the son of Diana Kokoszka, co-creator of Bold, which is a magnificent, I've taken it many times, magnificent training program for agents. He was also the president of MAPS coaching at Keller Williams, and on top of that, he is a top 100 KW, top 100 in ReMax. He's a phenomenal individual, and he has the biggest heart. He also focuses a lot on training, coaching, and helping other agents, which is huge. What does this mean for EXP Realty? Well, first off, I am elated to have someone of his caliber with our firm. That's going to be fantastic. What I feel like it also shows is that EXP, we have a focus on training and education and bringing that to the agents where they are. They can tune in and learn constantly without having to be in the classroom. The fact that someone has seen potential in that and is moving to EXP and potentially to help it grow and get even better than it already is, I think says volumes about where we are currently as a company. So I'm super excited. Now, of course, Shon is only one agent out of thousands in our industry who are top producers. But there has been information with regards to other top producers and other top members in Keller Williams that are about to make the move over to EXP Realty. Now, there's no knock on any firm here. Keller Williams is an absolutely phenomenal firm. However, at the same time, to see the growth and to see these individuals who are movers and shakers in our industry making a very big move to go to another company, I'm just absolutely over the moon excited. This is really big news, and I'm so stoked to see where our company is going to go. Now, I did promise an update video with regards to what I've learned while at EXP. So, if you haven't seen my first video, it's in the description below. I'm going to put that there. But I'm going to go ahead and review my first 10 months at EXP and what I've learned since I've been here. So first off, why are people moving from other firms to EXP Realty? Well, here's the thing. It kind of goes to the old adage, if you can't beat them, join them. And that's really kind of what's going on here. It is very, very difficult for the classic firm, and that's any firm from a classic nature that has a brick and mortar and they operate as they have 20, 30, 40 years ago. It's very difficult for them to make an abrupt change to the structure that EXP Realty currently has with regards to its firm. Now, in order to make that change, they would either have to completely start from scratch or just move over to the new firm. People are seeing that there is much more leverage that can be had by moving to a digital firm, and a firm that leverages other technologies and then just buys them out once we're all using it. So I think that's the biggest change that I'm seeing in the industry. It's not necessarily that we're doing real estate any differently than we used to. We still hand in contracts, we still speak with clients, we still get out there and hustle and prospect. But it's really about the back end of what we do. How we're being supported, where we're going, where we're doing our business, how we're learning, how we're engaging with one another. Those are the aspects that are easily changed when you're starting from scratch. So let's talk a few things about what I've learned in my last 11 months with EXP. First off, tech does not make you a better agent. Let's just put that out there. There are a lot of firms out there that have started to push the, we have great technology. Here's the thing. Technology is only going to amplify what you're already doing. For example, I can have the best tech in the world, but if I'm not going out there making phone calls, knocking on doors, meeting people, and doing my job, I'm not going to increase my revenue any. So having the best tech is basically like having a phenomenal assistant. You can have a phenomenal assistant, but if you're not doing the business, it's not going to make your business grow because they are there to help you and support your activities, but if you're not doing activity, you're not going to grow. Now, what I have learned about the technology that we have at EXP is it really is the coolest assistant ever. if I have, let's say, clients that are in my system and they are starting to get interested in looking at properties and they start poking around my website, my actual CRM system is going to start interacting with them. Now, this is technology that only just came out with Keller Williams, and I actually wasn't able to experience it because they were building it at the time. Versus EXP Realty, they actually went and found the technology that already existed and went ahead and got it to the agents immediately. Now, there is the adage that people have been bringing up to me, which is, yes, but you don't own your data. You don't own your data. You don't own your data. Now, I will tell you a few things. One, if I handed you my cell phone right now, which is a giant database, if I handed that to you right now, it would be completely useless to you because you don't have the relationship or the connection with the people that are on that phone that are in my contact list. It means nothing. In addition, honestly, Google and Facebook own your data. They know your friends. They know what you do on a daily basis. So the question is, instead of being concerned about who's owning the data, be more concerned with what are you planning on doing with your own data? Are you going to use the information that the technology is gathering about your contacts and about your database to help you get more business, to help you service your clients better? That is what we're looking at. That is the future of real estate, is by leveraging that technology to get you to new places. Now, the other thing that's really cool, they came out with it a couple months ago, is BERT, Expert. He's basically, it's a computer, but he is something that you can go in and ask simple questions. You could do it from your phone, you could do it from your laptop. If you have questions, you can go in and just pop it in there and he's already got the answers. It's very similar to the Kelly app, except I've noticed that it is learning and growing quicker. Not sure why, but it's came out to us fast. It wasn't promised for 2 years. It was like here and we had it. And it has helped me quite a bit, just asking simple things. Things about EXP Realty and about my numbers, asking about locations and zip codes. It's been extremely helpful. So these are all things that are coming out, and what's happening is instead of EXP Realty creating those technologies, they're leveraging those who specialize in technology, allowing them to create it, and as we use it more and more and more, well, then we just buy it out. Gary Keller was very interested in purchasing the technology that we use for the world, which is our area we can get together and collaborate from across the world and speak with anybody from our broker in charge assistants, our agent specialists, our agent services, accounting, any of that. He was actually interested in purchasing that technology. And then we started using it and we were actually able to purchase it and hold on to that. So we own that now, which is phenomenal. And I say we because we're all owners, which is really cool. So the next point is that you're not in a virtual brokerage. There's been a few things even before I started where, oh, well, you never see anybody. It's all virtual. You're in this little, I guess some people call it like a video game world. And that's really not the case. Honestly, I've been to more in-person trainings, in-person seminars, after-hours events, luncheons than I can count, probably more so than I did with Keller Williams, within my first year with Keller Williams. And that's because we collaborate. We collaborate online, we collaborate via phone, we collaborate in person, we do trainings in person. The thing is, it's not a virtual brokerage. The things that are happening virtually are our ability to get a hold of somebody like that. So if I'm sitting in my home office or I'm at my office over in Camp North End, I can literally jump on my computer real quick and I can be speaking to the accounting department, like right now, versus me having to wait on the phone or get a call back or wait till they're back in the office, because we're all human, that's what happens. But because they always have somebody on staff to help you, you're never waiting, which means my business doesn't slow down when I have a question. A question just the other day, I popped in 5 minutes, had an answer, they got the solution for me, and I was back out. And I know for a lot of firms, even for my old firms, sometimes you'd have to wait for that particular individual to be available in order to help you. So being able to do that immediately, that makes a big difference for my business. So next off is the training. So I know I touched on the training in my other video, but now I've had the experience of it for several months, and we keep getting better and better and better and better trainers that are coming on to help us. People who are experienced, people who are doing 40 plus transactions a year at minimum, that are coming on to help us learn and us grow. And this is coming from their experiences. We're able to learn that at the drop of a hat. If I wanted to go see Brent Gove or Shon Kokoszka or any of those big name agents, I would either have to wait till family reunion, which is the Keller Williams conference, or I would have to fly to Texas or fly to California to go see them. Now I can be driving down the road on I-85 listening to Shon Kokoszka talking about buyer presentations, or I could be sitting in my office learning about that while I'm eating lunch. The accessibility that EXP has created for education for everyone is widening the ability for people to learn. That's a big deal to me. It is very difficult, especially when you're a producing agent, to find the time to sit down and learn or get to training where you're sitting down, it takes you 30 minutes to get there, you sit there for 2 hours, 30 minutes back. Well, guess what? You probably would want to do that either in the evening or early in the morning, but it's probably not available to you because you have to physically be there to get that information or possibly pay to be there to get that information. But with this, I can do it whenever I want to, wherever I want to. So I'm constantly learning, and that's probably why my production has doubled since I joined EXP. It's a big deal. Another big thing is that the founders of EXP, of course, everybody knows Glenn Sanford, they have been working very hard to consistently bring us things that the industry hasn't been able to bring us in the past. One of those biggest things, which was just released and just announced a few weeks ago, is that they are working to bring health care options. Yeah, health insurance options to real estate agents, to us, to EXP. And they're working on a goal to have that by 2020. That is absolutely earth-shattering. I don't know if anybody has ever attempted to do that before and failed, but the fact that they are even fighting to make that a thing is a pretty big deal to me. And I am so excited to see that happen. Another thing I learned, the stock is 100% real. It is a thing, I can see it, I can count it, I know where it's at. And guess what? I didn't realize it was going to grow as quickly as it has. 11 months into EXP Realty, and I've got 175 shares of stock. Now, personally, I've never invested in the stock market. I will put that out there. But to have stock that has been gifted to me, I didn't pay for any of it. It was given to me. So that was EXP Realty saying, congratulations, you've capped. Congratulations on your first transaction of the year, every single year. Congratulations, capping every single year. It's huge, and I'm very excited to see where this is going to go in the next few years. Also, the free leads. Free leads are real. So we don't have the opportunity for call time or things like that, but personally, I hate waiting by the phone, waiting for it to ring when I have to sit in the office doing it. It just wasn't something that I found to be productive. However, with the way that EXP works and the way they work with KD Core, which is our CRM system, is that it allows us to put together advertisements, landing pages, funnel pages, all that we can do for free and go ahead and procure leads that come in, they show up into our KD Core, our system begins to communicate with them immediately, and that helps prep me so I can get on the phones with them and get those leads. I've already gotten several that are getting ready to close or going out to start shopping for homes. That is something that is also changing my business and things that I'm able to pass off to my team members if I don't have time for them. So it's helping grow my team as well. Now I also wanted to touch on the culture, because now I've experienced it for a little while. The culture is phenomenal. So whether you want something simple or need help with something simple, like, hey, can someone help me with this contract? Or do you know when the next event is? Or, hey, can someone loan me one of their listings so that I can advertise it so that, I can market the property? Can you hold an open house for me? Can you help me with this? Whatever you need, even listing presentations. Everyone is so willing and open to give. And that was something that I was worried leaving KW because there was such a great culture at Keller Williams. I loved it. Everybody was helpful. It is the exact same way here. Except the cool thing is you're not isolated to your office. That was one thing I noticed at Keller Williams is I would engage more with the people just in my office, but sometimes there was more things to learn or be given from agents at other offices. The nice thing is we're all in the same office, so I could be asking information from somebody in California for help with something, or it could be somebody in South Carolina and I'm in Charlotte. Everybody speaks to one another and we all are willing to help each other with advice or support, and that's really cool. The other question and the other concern that I had gotten even before I started and after I had joined was it's not sustainable. I hear that all the time. And I can understand why that is actually something to, think about. And my husband even brought this up when I first started looking at it. And that's because it is advertised that when you cap, while you're going up to your cap, which is $16,000, you have the revenue share that has started to happen. So the individual above you is getting a piece of that. And the entire $16,000 gets paid up to the people above you. So you have to have a certain number of agents on your first line of agents in order to get the revenue that's coming from the subsequent lines underneath that. So what happens to that money? Well, if I only have, let's say, 5 people on my front line and 1,000 below me, that doesn't mean that the money that was supposed to come to me from level 7 goes to the person above me. No. Instead, EXP is the stand-in, and they receive that money until I get to that number of agents, and then it comes to me. So what's happening is most agents do not have more than 10 people below them in a first level. And because of that, that revenue or that money that's being produced out of that $16,000 cap is flowing right through over to EXP until that agent reaches that level. What's happening is, and of course anybody can reach any level they desire, it's about the desire to do it. But what's happening is EXP is becoming very profitable because there's a lot of agents producing, but not a lot of people that have hit those levels in order to receive that revenue. So EXP is making a lot of money from that. In addition, with the way the stock market is looking, we have investors who are coming from outside of EXP who are also investing in the company. Now, I'm not going to claim to be somebody who fully understands the stock market, but what I do understand is that people are seeing where this is going and they are investing into the company. Now, we are not fully supported just by the stock market. That's just giving us agents the ability to have increased revenue share or increased stock shares in the value, but we're getting most of the money, as EXP is, from the $16,000 cap that's being passed up and through and up to EXP. So basically, in a nutshell, it gives us the opportunity to receive exorbitant amounts of revenue share, which is phenomenal, if we want to do that. And if we don't, that's okay. It goes to EXP and the company continues to be more profitable and offer more to its agents. Another cool thing that's been going on, which I have noticed my first few months, is this. Success Magazine. So the funny part about this was, when I first got it, I don't know, I thought somebody was kind of pranking me. I love this magazine, but I've never actually subscribed to it. And I sent out a post that said, oh, whoever sent this to me and signed me up for this, thank you. And guess what? It was EXP. EXP signed all of us up for Success Magazine, and I've been getting this, I think I get it once a month or once every other month I've been getting it. Which is really nice because it's helping support me in my business, and again, going back to the education and leveraging Success Magazine and things that are already out there to help me build my business versus trying to do it themselves, which is how we should all be growing our business, with leverage. So in closing, Shon Kokoszka, welcome to EXP Realty. I am absolutely thrilled to see what you will do here and thrilled to see what you will be able to offer our agents as we continue to grow. If anybody has more questions about EXP Realty, check out my first video that's attached below with the link, or you can give me a call, 704-559-9169. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. I'm obviously very excited about my decision that I made about 11 months ago and would not change it for the world. Thank you so much, and let me know if I can help you with anything.